Have you ever tried putting ink onto your embossing folder? My name is Amanda Farlinger, and I help busy women create memories while crafting cards and scrapbook pages using stamps, ink, and paper. Stampin' Up! Embossing folders are fun just to use the way they are. So there's different sizes, a larger 6x6, and the other, what I call normal size, that they're not as wide. But if you add a little ink, you can change the look of your project. So I'm going to show you how, if I can get my cameras to work, there we go, how it looks with some ink on the embossing folder. Alrighty, so we are first going to start with the Biggish Wish stamp set. So this stamp set, I love that there's different fonts and they pair so well together. So we're going to do some stamping first. So we have a piece of basic white, dang, all my stuff that we need for the card just fell on the floor. Oh well, I got it all, nothing was damaged. Alrighty, so let's try this again. We have Fresh Freesia, Night of Navy. That word is hard for me to say, not Night of Navy, but the Freesia. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I hope everyone gets a smile out of that. I cringe every time I have to say it. All right, so we're going to do happy, and then we're going to do birthday. So birthday we're going to put on the larger block, and happy we're putting on a smaller block. And I always put my photopolymer, the clear stamps, down first and pick them up. That way they're not going to stretch, and then generally will keep their shape a little better. All right, so we're going to do scripty in Night of Navy, bold in Fresh Freesia, or however you say it. And so we have this piece of basic white. And first we're going to stamp happy. And we're going to do that kind of middle-ish, top-ish, not straightish, but that's okay. And then we'll grab birthday. Actually, it's not. It is pretty straight. And then we'll put birthday here. There we go. So we have happy birthday. I love how the two fonts work so well together. Okay, so we'll set the inks off and clean our stamps. There we go. Just put that out of my way. So the next thing we're going to do is take a piece of Pool Party and we're going to glue our sentiment onto it. So it's going to be the kind of the main focal point of the card. And don't worry, we'll get to the technique here in just a minute. All right, so there is our happy birthday. One step. All right, so now we have our embossing folder. This is the time-worn type embossing folder. And it has it's really hard to see on camera, I think, but this side is indented. This side is raised. You really can't tell. Anyhow, so you want to put ink on one side or the other and experiment. Which is better? I'm not sure. I'm just going to pick this side because I don't know. I didn't test it beforehand. So you just want to put ink all over, something like that. That's a lot of ink. And then we have our piece of basic white. And I'm going to put it right there. Before I close up the folder, I get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the regular size one, not the mini, because the mini won't accommodate the bigger folders. But you can do this with the mini folder. I just decided to do the time-worn type. I cannot talk today. All right, so with the 3D embossing folder, we have platform 1 and piece number 4. And it tells you right on the platform when doing a 3D embossing folder, that's the sandwich that you want to have. So we have our ink on one side, we have our paper on the other, and we're going to flip this down without getting ink on my fingers. And the fold. I cannot talk today, I apologize. The fold always goes in. And then we just slide that right through. Goodness. And then we have a big mess. All right, let's see. Where's my tweezers? And that did not turn out the way I thought it would. We'll go with it. But I didn't think it would be quite that. So what it did is this is the, so it put ink on the base where the raised part didn't get ink on it. So next time maybe I should test it out. But now you have this embossing folder and I'll just, that has ink on it, and I'll just run this under the sink afterwards. Just set it over there so I don't get more ink everywhere. Okay. Well, we'll go with it. We'll see how it, let's see how it looks. Why not? So this lovely color that I think is more pink than purple, but that's just me. And then I like using the multi-purpose glue for most of my projects to adhere things together. But when you do a large sheet with an embossing folder, sometimes it's easier just to put some tear tape so that all the edges stick down. So see how it's, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of curvy. See, it's not flat. So we'll just do that. Oops. So I've used this technique a couple different ways too. So you could do a Versamark ink, so the clear ink, and then add embossing powder to it afterwards and heat set it. So that would get a neat design. You could do kind of a rainbow of colors and try different folders. I'll show you a card at the end that is the music, I don't know if it's music note. It's like sheet music embossing folder. It turned out a lot better. I think I like the other card better, but you'll have to let me know which one you like better. All right. Now, if you're looking for the products that I'm using, they're all listed in my notes below the video. So if you're in Canada, those links will take you to my online store where you can place an order. Or if you're not ready to order or live outside of Canada, please hit the subscribe button so then you can follow along with my new videos. Okay, so we have our card. Now we have our sentiment, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. Oops. And I prefer the mini dimensionals, but we do have larger ones. And we'll just take some of the corners off. Oops, some of the covers, I should say. Go away. You're stuck to me. I don't want it. Sorry. Okay, and we'll put our sentiment there. And then we're going to grab some gems. I think this needs some gems. So this is Elegant Faceted Gems, and they're nice and sparkly. See the sparkles? So I'm going to add some of these sparkly gems to the project, like so. So there is our finished card. So an alternative idea to the time worn, we have the, I didn't write the name on it. We're going to go with music note embossing folder, just cause. I'll have the link below for it. Even though I didn't use it in this card, I'll still link it if you like this one instead. So I inked it up, and this is how it turned out. So I think between these two, they've turned out very differently, but I think I like the music note one better. What do you think? Which one would you prefer to make? Or would you like to make both? So thanks for joining me. And if you've liked this video, please hit subscribe. And if you're interested in what products I've used to create these cards, they will be listed below the video. Have a great day.